pemirsa. Pertandingan terakhir di grup J dari Dallas Stadium. Dan ini susunan pemain dari Yordania. Ya, dari Yordania, nama pemain yang berlaga di pertandingan kali ini adalah nama pemain yang juga hampir mirip dengan laga sebelumnya. Memang tidak ada Altamari, tapi Yazan Abu Al-Arab ada di belakang. Lalu juga Al-Rawabdeh, pemain asal Selangor ini juga kembali tampil. Sang pencetak gol Nizar Al-Rashdan juga bermain sejak awal. Dan di depan sosok Ali Iyad Olwan akan tampil didampingi oleh Ode Fakhori, pemain yang tampil di Piramid FC di Liga Mesir. Ya, sedangkan kita akan menyaksikan inilah susunan pemain dari Argentina.
Ya, kalau bisa melihat di sini masih Emiliano Martinez yang saya berharap bahwa Geronimo Rulli yang bisa main sebenarnya, atau Juan Musso diberikan kesempatan oleh Scaloni, tapi kepercayaan masih buat Emil. Di belakang juga memang sangat berubah, ya tidak ada satupun pemain yang masuk dalam starting 11 dalam 2 pertandingan terakhir Argentina. Ya ada Tagliafico, Senesi, Otamendi dan Simeone. Di tengah juga tidak ada sama sekali pemain yang tampil 2 pertandingan terakhir. Ada Nico Paz, Paredes, Palacios dan Lo Celso. Lautaro Martinez bersama dengan
ini yang saya sukai. Kalau panas dalam, bantu redakan dengan yang ada badannya.
Saya inilah 1 minute silence tentunya untuk menghormati sebuah bencana gempa di Venezuela yang memakan korban jiwa sebanyak 1.400 lebih. Nah, semoga kita harapkan tentu ini menjadi sebuah pesan yang sangat baik dari sepak bola ya. Betul. Dan tentu kita akan segera menyaksikan pemirsa di babak pertama Yordania sebagai tim debutan di Piala Dunia kali ini menghadapi juara bertahan Argentina. Inilah Dallas Stadium babak pertama Yordania menghadapi Argentina. Selamat menyaksikan.
In the hand of Gogol 40 years ago in the quarter-final against England in Mexico City. So, right at the tail end of this unique group stage with the 48 nations for the last 4 in action, Austria and Algeria. And here it's Jordan and Argentina.
Yeah, looking forward to this game, Martin, because I think Jordan will want to be really competitive. All the basics, get those right. Your teamwork, everything that they've discussed, rehearsed all week. Make sure that they give a good account of themselves and leave everyone with a lasting impression of an improving football nation. That's what Jamal Salami will be wanting. And I think, certainly for his opposite, Lionel Scaloni, this evening, it's a few changes in that Argentina team. So there's an opportunity for 1 or 2 just to remind him of what they're about and what they can do should they really be needed in those crucial knockout matches.
Yes, what he did say yesterday was, I need to find out how we can win without Messi. Incredibly, Messi started the last 25 games for Argentina at World Cups, going right back. The last one he didn't start, and he was a substitute, not used. He was very young. It was the quarter-final in 2006 against Germany in Germany.
That's incredible, isn't it? Forget about all his brilliance, ability, and the genius of the man. It's just his durability as well. Astonishing.
His Tagliafico played a big part in winning the World Cup in Qatar. Just wondering quite how Simeone is going to be deployed. He's basically a right-sided attacker. Of course, his dad won over 100 caps and played in 3 World Cups, Diego Simeone. Still the manager of Atletico Madrid.
You can see already, Martin, with the ball, those 3 out of the 4 defenders are really stretched across that playing field, and Simeone already in a forward position, an advanced position.
There's Otamendi, very much senior figure. They've had a few days to work on this system. They clearly would have decided once they got the 2 wins under their belt what policy they would have for this third game. We saw France stick to their first choice for theirs, and Norway, who played them, put the reserves out, as Scaloni has done to some extent here, although it's a bit insulting to call them reserves. And it's trying to hide from our cameras, I think. And Rodrigo de Paul's alongside him, his mind on the field and seemingly off it as well. Tagliafico.
I think Jordan will want to stay really compact, particularly in the first 15, 20 minutes. So for Argentina, short passes in where all the traffic is, then a big switch out into the wide areas. That's what you're looking for. Give someone a little bit of room to make something happen.
Marco Senesi, who was a late call-up, and since he's been called up, he's moved his club from Bournemouth in England to Tottenham Hotspur, where he'll play alongside Christian Romero, who is probably not fit to be considered tonight. He is with the team. We saw him come off the bus. Well, so a few minutes under their belts in this competition, everyone wanting a touch and a feel of the ball for Argentina. And they will surely dominate possession. But Jordan do have counter-attacking abilities. And if there is a turnover to suit those, well, it won't be one-way traffic.
They've got those 3 central defenders and, of course, the wing-backs. 5 in a line as we speak, just to the left of the picture. You can't quite see it just yet, but no press towards Argentina. They're not going to rush them or force them into anything. They're just content, and I think that's wise early on to keep their shape, make sure that they are really compact.
It's Ezequiel Palacios who's playing on the right-hand side, with Simeone ahead of him. Tried really to get in behind. That was just a hopeful ball. Away by Avilela. A little bit of a press from Jordan. And certainly plenty of clapping in the Jordanian style. There's Tagliafico. And Martinez. And the flag is up for offside. The ball is put away with some authority by Lo Celso, with that excellent left foot of his.
Yeah, nice football, but he's always offside there. Lo Celso. It's tighter than you think. As soon as I saw it, thought he was just offside. Lovely finish outside of the boot.
Giovanni Lo Celso, who was in the World Cup 18 squad, as these fans will know, didn't get much for looking. Had to drop out at the outset of the successful tournament 4 years ago, so he's got a real incentive to put his name more prominently in the pages of Argentina in World Cup history. Chases on for Ali Olwan, who scored the goal against Austria, and is their predominant striker, really. Going forward was Al-Arab. Al-Rawabde, who addressed the media here yesterday on behalf of the Jordanian players.
I think we just saw there Jordan just trying to keep the ball, have a little spell of possession. What I would say, obviously, the fact that they've lost their opening couple of games and they will be going home after this one, Martin, what that does afford them tonight is to be brave and be adventurous once they get into Argentina's half of the field. Don't hold back. If there's a chance to take a strike, do it. Do it. There's nothing to fear with this one. So give a really good account of yourself, but be brave when you can.
Well, they do feel that they have, they're happy with what they've achieved. Certainly in the Austrian game, where I think 3-1 really flattered Austria. They're listening to the commentators on it, suggesting that. And of course, Algeria, we watched a bit of that together, Andy, didn't we? And
yes,
Algeria needed to dig very deep to turn the game around. So there's more to Jordan than just making up the numbers here.
Certainly.
Senesi. Paredes. Palacios trying to work on Simeone.
Good interception, Al Rashdan there. Just pinching that off of Nico Paz.
On the left-hand side, the FIFA General Secretary, Matthias Grafstrom. Been at many a game.
And I think Mario Kempes with him there, Martin, as well.
Mario Kempes, for the uninitiated, was the first, not the number 10 for Jordan, but the first really great number 10 for Argentina, World Cup 1978. They triumphed in their own country. He was succeeded by Diego Maradona, who was succeeded by Leo Messi. The 10s have been very special in the South American country. Although Messi didn't start, I think he started with number 19 when he first played for Argentina. We've seen one or two shirts, haven't we?
Yes, we have.
With number 19.
With fans coming in.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Messi's name above the number. I just thought they might have run out of zeros. But, much of the early minutes being played in midfield.
Tagliafico, Martin, sorry, down this left-hand side. He's the one, bottom left of the screen now. He's the one that's going to be the out ball, I think, for Argentina.
Very nearly proved your point. It's cut out by Haddad, the right wing back. And nearly for Julian Alvarez. It was part of that sort of surge by Argentina after losing their opening game in 2022. He and Enzo Fernandez and Alexis McAllister got brought into the team. It's a wonderful run here, and they've got three in the middle. Well, he sometimes says himself, people think it's nepotism that I'm in both the Atletico team and this Argentina team. It's not. I think we've just seen one recent one.
Yeah, really positive run from Simeone. And he will be pushing really high and wide. When he gets the ball, he does like to be direct with it, running at people at pace, as he showed there.
Lautaro Martinez, the number 22, hoping that a chance comes his way. Fine player, but he's been in the shadows in terms of goal scoring in World Cups. And might have been a flick on his way from Otamendi, who's more than useful in the air. He's not the tallest, he's got a lovely spring.
He gets a couple of yards because they work a little block around the penalty spot there, Otamendi, but he really doesn't need to go for goal there with that one. Just glance that one and flick it back into that 6-yard box area.
Jordan sit in again. Just. It was, as often with these semi-automatic VARs, they prove it's much closer than the naked eye suggests. Great finish by Lo Celso. He doesn't waste any time to find out whether there was a flag going up or not, but eventually it went up. Palacios, who plays for Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. Tagliafico. 5 goals they've scored in the World Cup. Argentina, all scored by one of their substitutes tonight.
Yeah, I think Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez tonight would like some opportunities to register and get up running with a goal. You're right, Martin, what the coach said in the press conference, that they do need other avenues to score for them. And those two up front will really want a chance or two to come their way.
And Jordan would like a greater share of possession than that, but at the moment, what they can say is they've got through almost the first quarter of an hour without conceding. I know it's been a disallowed goal, but they held their line well enough for it to be disallowed.
Yeah, as of so far, they haven't been stretched, really, Jordan, have they? They haven't been pulled out of position. I mentioned about their team shape, and their structure has got to be absolutely spot on. So far, so good.
Otamendi. Paredes, who has had bags of experience, certainly more than some of the others, lining up alongside him tonight. It's his 79th cap. Plenty of possession for the holders. They're stretching their resources tonight and giving encouragement. Obviously fitness is important, match sharpness, you only get it by playing matches for the backup players. And there will be surely in their minds, if I do really well here, I can get in the team. It's one of the first 2 matches. Keep the shirt. Siaran Martinez just taking Haddad into the corner. Is that Cambiasso at the front there? Do you know, I remember he scored one of the great World Cup games. It's not just me, I had to be there when they beat, I think it was Serbia and Montenegro played as a group, as 2 nations in that World Cup in 2006. It was about 25 passes. And I think it was Hernan Crespo, who people remember as well, to Cambiasso, had the honour of scoring the goal. If you haven't seen it, find it. And watch it again and again. It's beautiful. We had a beautiful goal here the other night from Japan. Press there, and it's a yellow card. It's late, and Abu Taha, I think.
Well, he felt he got the ball, Abu Taha, there. It just might have been the momentum that follows through. Look, just gets away from him there. Does he get the ball? I think that's unlucky, Martin. I do often when you're stretching, you're reaching for the ball, you do sometimes run the risk of catching your opponent, but he only had eyes for the ball. However, it's the first real opportunity is for Argentina.
It's right on the edge, and that's clearly the right decision of Celso, the player, who did feel the boot in the end after the ball was played. Now this, of course, is where we'd all be looking at Messi. Messi is like us looking at it. Well, Celso has the left foot. That's required. Julian Alvarez, if he sees another option, is looking at the ball close quarters as well. Celso's already had the goal disallowed.
And with the guy lying on the floor, that wall can jump to make it even more difficult to get it over the top and under the bar.
Alvarez has walked away. So it's left to the left foot of Lo Celso. Oh, Messi couldn't have done it better. So they have someone else to score goals Messi liked. And that's special for a player who's hung around for a while without really making an imprint on the World Cup stage. A smile of approval. Giovanni Lo Celso plays in Spain. It's only his 5th goal for his country, 68 caps, had lots of opportunities. Lovely to watch.
Abulada, the goalkeeper, just didn't trust the ball enough. He started on the other side to the ball. You can see him sneaking across behind, and if he stayed where he was, he saves it. I mean, it's a beautiful strike, make no mistake. Beautifully hit from Giovanni Lo Celso, but the goalkeeper has ended up in no man's land. When you put that big ball there, you've got to trust it and stay on the other side. And unfortunately there, he didn't do that, but wonderful goal, beautifully hit.
It's the 4th goal of this World Cup, direct from a free kick. It's the 30th from outside the penalty area. Out of 206, I make it. And that's a high percentage in a style of football where long-range shooting hasn't really been encouraged in recent years. But I'm a big fan of this football.
Yeah.
And so are the players, as the goalkeepers made it.
Look, he had one disallowed, but that was a wonderful strike. From a little harsher free kick, I felt.
Here goes Siaran Martinez. Well, it's wrong to call them Argentina reserves, but you know what we mean. That they're desperate to get into Scaloni's plans on a more regular basis, not just when it's a game 3, which to some extent is a dead rubber. But wherever the Argentinian fans have come from, and we stress they're not certainly all from Argentina, they are in fine voice, and they've been wonderful around the area, Andy, haven't they? They seem to have been here much longer than the team.
Yeah, in such colossal numbers as well,
Yeah.
has to be said.
Oh, and another Manu Ginobili, who's a NBA star, who was here for the game the other night, saw Messi's wonderful solo show. Well, he's from Argentina as a basketball player, but we've seen a lot of Americans from their sports joining in the occasion, adding to the fan spectacle, really. That's terrific to see. And we know that a lot of footballers love the American sports, don't we? Whenever the NFL comes to Tottenham Hotspur and places like that in England, and the English footballers are out in force to support it. Basketball as well. Even baseball, we've had some of that.
I think from a Jordan point of view, the game plan doesn't change. Nothing changes. Yes, they've gone one down. What they mustn't start doing is feeling like they've got to try and force the issue to get back in the game, Martin. Otherwise, they'll get picked up again.
So you can hear the acoustics in this stadium are very good, emphasise the emotion. Now I'm afraid the emotion for the hydration break his thumbs down. But it is part of this World Cup. And give Marcelso maybe a chance to explain exactly how he hit it. Didn't need much explanation, actually, in truth, did it? It hit it right on the money.
And actually, Martin, when you're playing against a team that are just going to sit there and bank up and make life difficult for you, you need to find that breakthrough, otherwise it can get a little frustrating. So now Argentina have that, they will feel a lot better and feel that they're capable of also adding to that pretty quickly.
We've had some very special goals as the Dallas correspondents, haven't we, in this stadium? Add this to the list.
Wonderful, beautiful hit.
That is the seal of approval.
That is.
That will be very popular amongst the squad because they know how he would have had a World Cup winners' medal 4 years ago, but for injury. Now he's on the trail of one in 2026. He was a good player, Jamal Salami, midfield player with the Moroccan national team. Argentina have gone away from the instructions from Scaloni. Get ready to go again. I want to put the foot down hard, drive on in the second part of this first half. That's nearly as good as the free kick, that movement.
Good little mover, he was.
The birthday, incidentally, was last Wednesday. And there was a newspaper in Argentina that said, what do you give Messi for his birthday? And the number one they came up with was a meet and greet with Michael Jordan. Oh, wow. I talk about footballers wanting to meet American sports stars.
Yeah. And
the other one was a guitar. And I know you played a guitar, Andy. From Chris Martin of Coldplay.
Right, okay.
Leon is a good lady. I've been to see Coldplay in concert. And they're big fans.
Well, I bet if he asked nicely, Martin, he might just get one as well.
As I say, it was a nice little article. There were 2 or 3 other things as well. They were the main ones. Once you get the man who seemingly has everything, I tell you what he'd really like: a guarantee of 10 more years with a football at his feet, playing at this level. There's a nice shape to the team that Scaloni's put together with his coaching staff. And there is never such a thing as an Argentina game that they soft pedal in. There's Lo Celso again trying to create. He's put it in to an area where Simeone trying to play another pass rather than go for goal himself.
Yeah, or fire it across the 6-yard box there. But really nice play. And again, I think what we've just started to see now is the current world champions playing a bit more one-touch and playing a little bit quicker. That's when it becomes particularly difficult for Jordan to handle that.
It's an out-swinging corner. Here's Tagliafico, unchallenged, fakes the bar. Well, both seem certain to score. Lautaro Martinez is frustrated again. His was the first effort.
Yeah. He's got so much room. Tagliafico fires in. I wondered if he was offside. And from that angle, it's tight. And that little flick, and then all of a sudden Alvarez throws himself at it, and it just rattles off the crossbar. Abu Laila certainly doesn't do anything with that one, but from that, that's a good stop.
And that was pretty painful for Julian Alvarez.
Possible penalty check here, Martin.
Yeah, Nizar Al-Rashdan was the player going for the ball, and the referee is going to have a look at it.
Yeah.
Encouraged by his Belgian VAR associate, Svan Kovac. It certainly was an attempt to play the ball, but
well,
you know,
when the ball's bouncing around in the 6-yard box, you just do anything to get something on it. Alvarez was brave there, the way he threw himself, hurled himself into it to try and get his first goal of the tournament.
well, the protest led by Ehsan Haddad, who is the captain, and he's being ushered away. He's fearing the worst, as they are on that Jordan bench.
It's a bit late getting there, isn't he? Unfortunately, look, it's a real knock in the face.
It's a foul anywhere else on the pitch.
I think it's going to be given this one, Martin. I don't think there's any doubt.
Well, the question is who's going to take the penalty. Of course, they've had a penalty in this stadium already, which Messi missed. There's the signal. I don't think he's got his microphone open.
From Jordan didn't play the ball. It is a kick on the head of the attacker. Decision is penalty.
We did hear that the penalty is given. And what a chance for Lautaro Martinez to open his World Cup finals account. It might have been Senesi. Was it Senesi?
Senesi, it was actually.
Senesi going in.
Yeah.
Apologise for that. So from number 2 to number 22. Well, he was very involved in Qatar. He's been very involved here. He's a man of many goals in club football and international football. And he's now scored in the World Cup finals. Lautaro Martinez, you can see what it means. It's not just converting a regulation penalty. It is something that has haunted him for the best part of 4 years. And he wrapped in the opportunity.
Great penalty. Confident run up, hit it hard, didn't he? Whipped it to his left-hand side, goalkeeper's right. Abu Laila going the wrong way. And that one was always going to nestle in the corner. It's a lovely strike.
Yeah, 2 in the same corner, 1 in the top, 1 in the bottom, and Argentina lead Jordan by 2-0. Those who are sitting it out are up on their feet to show their appreciation. So just over half an hour gone. Don't see many diving headers, and that was as it came back off the frame of the goal rather than diving in for a cross. And you could see why the defender went for the ball, but just those margins, and of course with VAR around, you're not going to get away with it.
Oh no, when the ball's bouncing around, as I mentioned, you do whatever, it's just instinct to try and get something on it.
Austria have taken the lead against Algeria. And Marko Arnautovic, is he 37 now? Scored against Jordan. And there was Alwan who scored against Austria. So heading for second place. It's bad news for Algeria, because if it stays like this, Andy, they will go out and Iran will step back up into the qualifiers, which, given the thrilling nature of the finish of their game against Egypt, might have some merit to it. So you were watching that, weren't you?
Yep. That was some real finish to that game.
Alouan. It's a counter-attack on here, and that will be a goal kick. Well, it was always going to be tough, but 1-0, anything is possible. 2-0 in the nature of it, but sometimes that can free the shackles, and why not go and play and make the most of the hour or so that's left in the World Cup for Jordan. The first World Cup. 48 nation system, allowing some newbies on there. They haven't learned not to play out from the back against teams that are better than them.
I think that's where they have to be most careful this evening now. 2 down, just trying to overplay and just trying to keep it 40 yards from their own goal, because if they lose it there, then Argentina, as we can see, are in the mood to add to the couple that they now have. That's a poor ball.
By Paredes. And a shot from Al-Fakuri. And the bounce to away to Ali Olwan. Will be taken by Ali Azeze, brought into the team, and a bit more youth and hopefully firepower up front. Quite deep enough. A much needed block.
It's Abu Taha that walked onto that one. That's exactly how you want them, Martin, when they come rolling out towards you.
He was the player, of course, who gave away the penalty. Or gave away the free kick, rather, that led to the penalty, the first goal. And the free kick and the penalty is a real punishment, really. And trying very hard to batten down all the hatches. By Al-Fakuri. Argentina trying to break out. Might find themselves a little light at the back here, and they're shouting for handball against the Celso, I think. The referee says play on. Simeone.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 hands went straight up in the air.
They were close enough to have a genuine opinion. VAR should be checking it if it was in the area. But here's Senesi. Actually, we shouldn't be surprised, coming from where we come from, Andy, to see Senesi in the penalty area. He crops up with goals in club football.
Very true.
Here's Haddad.
There's that incident, Martin. Oh, that's the Lautaro Martinez with that ball come across that he then flicked and eventually comes back off the crossbar. Senesi puts his head on it to draw the penalty.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been, if it had been on offside, then penalty wouldn't have been called.
Correct.
Califico. Still over-elaborating a little bit. It was Lo Celso, wasn't it, coming across upper arm, nearly shoulder, maybe.
It's above the sleeve, that, Martin. I don't know, was it his elbow? Was he leant forward? I'm not sure.
He certainly put his upper arm into the ball, yeah.
Didn't he?
You can understand those appeals. Forward by Abu Dahab. A bit more spirit about Jordan now.
Do you know, they've had their best spell in the game since they've gone 2 down. They've actually been really positive in this last 6 or 7 minutes in particular. They're getting in and around Argentina and they're pinching the ball off of them and whipping a few crosses in. That's exactly what is required now.
Azeze. There's Lo Celso. That was their first touch, I think, in the Argentina penalty area, and it scraped the head of Ali Azeze. Here's Otamendi. He's leaving Benfica and going back to play for River Plate. European Argentinians tend to want to go home to finish their careers, or go to Miami, of course. Nico Paz is a clever player. He's got an impishness about his play. He's the son of a former World Cup player for Argentina, Pablo Paz, of '98. Played in a game, I believe, with Simeone's father in that World Cup as well. Paredes. Simeone. Back into kind of shape they had for most of the first half an hour, but a little untidy. So 5 minutes to go to half-time. This somewhat second-string Argentina team still delighting the fans as long as they can see clearly. If you can't see it on the pitch, there's this magnificent jumbotron screen on the hugest surely in any sporting arena. So we'll have a look. Looking at some clever play here with ambition too from Al Arab.
Again, that's much better. Squeeze in and push in and kind of turn the ball over in Argentina's half of the field. That way you get the chance to either get it wide and cross it, or maybe take a shot, have a go. But it's a better mindset completely. Often is the case, you know, 0-0 against a superior opponent. You bank up, you sit there, you try and frustrate, and then all of a sudden when the game really has got away from you, you relax a little bit more and think a bit more positively.
Here goes Nico Paz, stretching those long legs. All they wanted the goalkeeper to come. Al Arab, he's reluctant to do so. Been in the news today, Nico Paz. There's problems with his club contract. Been on loan from Real Madrid at Como, who've done so well under Cesc Fabregas in Italy. And he was hoping to be able to stay, but they've asked too much money, Real, to make the deal permanent. Como said, no, we can't afford it. 60 million euros, I think. So he's going to have to go back to his parent club and maybe be signed by someone else. I'm sure that's not worrying him too much when he's playing in the World Cup, but it is the kind of thing that players have to deal with at this time of year.
Correct. There's the referee right in amongst the action there.
It's the first time you've liked the ref cam, Andy. It's given away by Tagliafico to Al-Rashdan, who scored against Algeria. And the old man got the goal against Austria. I'd like to get a goal in each game, wouldn't they? That would be something to take back home to the Middle East with them. Well won by Nico Paz, Simeone. Trying to find Julian Alvarez. Martinez. Interesting, they didn't change the goalkeeper. The two Martinez, one at the back and one at the front. The only two that have kept their places.
I wonder, Martin, second period, whether we'll see him, whether we'll see Messi. I don't know, what do you think?
Well, if it was his shout totally, and you're going to say, I'm surprised if it isn't. But I'm sure he does take production, if you like, if we say in our business, take management. I'm sure he would want to come out and play it. It's his life with the ball at his feet. And of course, there are one or two hovering around him, aren't
Yes,
there?
exactly.
Golden boots.
A lot of the top strikers in this competition are all right amongst the goals.
Ali Olwan still going. It's into an area where Argentina restored a little bit of order without winning the ball back. As that might just be a bit too strong. One or two moments have been good when they've got it down. They've shown they can play.
Well, this is how it all started. That beautifully struck free kick from Giovanni Lo Celso. And then this penalty, which was positively struck, wasn't it, from Lautaro Martinez.
So Messi's only 5 goals out of 7 now for Argentina in the World Cup. Only 5. 5 minutes up on the board. You can understand when Argentina, or the club that Messi's playing for at the time, travel around the world, the fans just expect to see him play all the time. And it's a great strain on his body. Nico Paz is extraordinarily gifted physically as well as with his football. There could be in again here. Alvarez. Just a little too hurried at the end. There it is, he doesn't rush things. It's a clever ball, and it's kept in.
Brilliant.
By Simeone. Before half-time. That way. One back before half-time.
It's good play, that, from Senesi. Yep, he was under pressure there from Ali Azeze, but resisted that, got his body in to protect it and deal with the situation, did it well.
I think Belgali has equalised for Algeria. They both go through if it stays like that. Oh, have we heard that with an Algerian match before? It was Germany and Austria, wasn't it, in 1982? Algeria were on the wrong end of that. Here's on the right end of it, Lautaro Martinez. That changed all these, why we're having simultaneous games, Andy, wasn't it, what happened in 82?
Correct. Got to be playing the last games of the groups at the same time.
Germany and Austria agreed a 1-0 for Germany, which suited them both. Not good. Discredit to the game, and FIFA acted promptly. Good pass. I wonder he's drawing breath a bit.
Got good close control, hasn't he, Nico Paz? But what he does do, it invites pressure and challenges. And Al Arab there getting really close to him, too close, conceding the free kick. But he's that sort of player.
A bit of an ooze because the Algeria goal's just been shown on the big screen here. Last action really of this first half. Ooh. And it was nearly something to put in the calendar of World Cup goals. Otamendi would be right up there amongst the older scorers.
He might have been offside anyway, Martin, but he's got far too much room. You can't just stand on the edge of the box, Jordan, there. They've got to try and disturb the run. Otamendi peels far post, meets it beautifully, heads it really firmly.
He'll be annoyed because he would expect to score from that. He's scored so many goals for clubs all over Europe, including Manchester City, of course, for a while. Moved forward by the hub. Gets it back again and again. There's Lautaro Martinez trying to use the right maximum of this first half. Good stop from Julian Alvarez by the goalkeeper, Abulela. I think they should have got a corner. The game goes on and Jordan not waiting for questions to be asked. Rashdan, and again now to Haddad. Now the right of the back three, Nasib, to the man in the middle. There's Al Arab. They're in behind here, and the flag does go up. That also ends The old one looking a bit of a solitary figure up front at the moment. It's about concentration in their application for Argentina.
Yeah, because you don't want it to get untidy and go sloppy, and which can happen. That's a great ball.
And Lautaro Martinez is taking it wide, and then made sure that the ball's in the net, but it's offside. He was offside. It was Lo Celso put it in the net. Two scorers combining.
Lovely ball, this one from Paredes. Yeah, you can see there that Lautaro Martinez is just offside. A little step over to go around the goalkeeper, took him a little wide. He actually did really well to find Lo Celso there, who was heavily marked and under pressure. It was just off.
The danger is when you're in a comfortable position, take too many touches.
Yeah.
You don't keep the rhythm of the play that's got you the 2-goal lead. A lot of those collisions, if you like, in this tournament, where the referees won't play on. Istankovic not thinking that was one of those incidents. Yeah, from his angle, probably was pushing that shoulder too far forward on one.
Yeah, I'm sure Lionel Scaloni would have said to his players, right, let's keep doing it right, make sure we do the right things. There's this offside call on Lautaro Martinez. Yeah, you can see there.
And again, compliments to this advanced system now, which makes it easier for the assistant referees and also avoids that potential of somebody crashing on into a goalkeeper, although that could have happened in that incident. The call was not made. Martinez on the run again, appreciating the intention to get the ball early to him. Life's one big party, isn't it? There's been a lot of happiness. We've been in Dallas throughout. We've seen some very good football. And it's a venue worthy of any World Cup. Worked wonders with the pitch, which, or I should say the field here. Is Lo Celso's going to be. It's the two again. 2 goal scorers. Trying to conjure up a third. Some desperate defending at the last.
Yeah. Great player, love the interplay there. Really clever little ball from Lo Celso. Abu Taha, really good challenge.
Yeah, and that was a free kick we looked again at half-time, was a bit unlucky to be conceded. Here's Ali Olwan. Getting into shooting positions. Altamari involved straight away. Had a bit more purpose to the play and certainly a lot more experience. Just holding out on the edge of the box.
Yeah, it was Otamendi actually who dived in, trying to pinch that. Ali Olwan was away down the left-hand side, good cut back. Just the strike wasn't really what was required at that point from Altamari.
Confirmation of the table. If it stays like that, Austria and Algeria will go through. And Iran will be out. Still 2-0 here. In the early minutes of the second half, if you've just joined us. Fico with a throw for Argentina. They've changed the shirts, they've changed the team. But they've not changed the scoreline. It was 2-0 here, of course. And they played against Austria. It's more of a collective in this game, although Lautaro Martinez and Gio Lo Celso are turning it into a double act at the moment. He's going to play on the right-hand side. To Mali. Playing at Rennes, and Rennes are a very good footballing team. They produce a lot of players of their own. And that's been brought in. Palacios lucky to get that back.
Was a little bit, yeah. Paredes was under pressure and always liable to give that one away.
There's Lo Celso. Oh, skimmed the bar. He wants more, Lautaro. And you can't blame him.
Nice strike, wasn't it? It's right over the top of the goalkeeper's head, really, but it does just skim off the very top of the crossbar.
And the League and Cup double with Inter over the European season that's just finished. Ali Olwan. And there was a chance to be taken forward there. There's a crowd suggestion that there might be a change for Argentina.
Yeah. Here he comes.
What did we say, half an hour? Get a bit more than that.
What a ball.
I said, what a ball and what a goal. Almatari's straight into the action, and Messi might be needed to get Argentina going again. Altamari brought on as a substitute in the second half, and it hasn't taken him too long to get going. There was a shot, and that extra experience of Almadi was involved in the move as well. There's no offside.
Oh, what a ball, Martin, across the 6-yard box. That's as good a ball as we've seen, delivered into an area. And Altamari is onto it, and as much as Zemi Martinez hurls himself to his right-hand side, he just can't keep it out. It's a brilliant goal.
Well, they've scored in every game now, Jordan, which is a feather in their collective caps. Been on 10 minutes. And I guess Salami, the coach, will be wondering why I didn't start. He is the pin-up boy of Jordanian football. First attempt on target. It ended up in the back of the net.
What I mentioned about being positive and being brave and taking a risk, taking a chance, and a bit of one touch. Just a glorious pass that was across that 6-yard box, and lovely goal, really well worked.
And Argentina have conceded. It's taken into the second half of their third game. It's going to be a triple change from Scaloni. Here's Lo Celso. Palacios. Simeone. The Austria have given hope to themselves. Obviously, they're winning a game, but very strongly to second place, and of course it would be bad news for Algeria, good news for Iran. It's the last actions of the group phase. going right to the wire in terms of who's going to play who in the round of 32. And sometimes when you just lose that air of domination, control of the game, it's hard to get it back, Andy.
Which is maybe why that Lionel Scaloni is about to make 3 changes. 3 guys are stripped below us, ready to go. Armada, Messi and Alexis McAllister.
Haddad. And of course, from the Jordanian player's point of view, we played Argentina at the World Cup in 2026 and Messi wasn't playing well. That's not quite the same as Messi is playing, and he's about to come in and play. It's Julian Alvarez. Sit back for the Celso. So he only started to make a dart forward, but would have been offside. It's a real shinner in the end from Nico Paz. And Celso is down. Whether that will affect who comes on for whom.
They might just have to wait a minute just to see how he is. Under Celso, they probably had in mind who they were going to change, but when you've got a guy down on the floor, you've just got to wait and see.
And, it's too early for the hydration break, so they've actually got to do it in real time. That's how it happened. There's the misconnected volley, and Nico Paz. And the Celso's on his feet, suggesting that there should be some punishment for the challenge on him, like that. Well, Thiago Almada started the other 2 games, as of course Messi did. There's the Celso who's coming off. But he's made a point, that's for sure. He's scored a goal and splendidly struck one worthy of Messi. Also coming off is Lautaro Martinez, having broken his duck. And Messi is on for him. And the last one involves Antonella, I think that is, the lady in Leo's life. And it's Nico Paz, who didn't depart on the best of terms, really, with that miss-hit volley for Alexis McAllister. So there's a slightly, apart from Messi adding, we know what he does, but just tried to make it a bit sturdier, I think. Scaloni, now it's gone to 2-1. Messi's corner. There is Messi. And again. It's 2-2 in the other game. Riyad Mahrez, we're talking about great left-footed players, is at Algeria level again, fighting for their place in the World Cup. McAllister. Messi. Quite in a position to shoot. He's trying to get it to the left-hand side. Tagliafico was waiting. It's an interesting situation, really. I mean, of course, confirmation of the substitutions. Whatever Jordan do, they're going home, but they would really go home with an extra sense of pride if they could get a draw out of this. Yeah, we've had a 2-2 here already, a thriller between Japan and the Netherlands, first game in the stadium in this World Cup. information again of how this league table's jumping up and down, with none of the events in this stadium actually affecting it. Paredes. McAllister. 2-2's just gone up on the big screen here. Paredes. Talifico. They're just dropping in that left-hand side with Messi.
He just gets past that challenge, Martin. He's hitting it. As it is, they get the free kick. Alexis McAllister's clearly got caught. I don't think there's going to be much debate on who's going to walk onto this free kick.
Card shown for foul. Al-Arab.
Just a bit impetuous there, Al-Arab. Never going to get there in time. You just get there and just get as tight as you can. Don't commit and jump into challenges around the edge of the box.
What do you think? What does everybody who's watching think? It is a long way to strike a ball. I hope he's done a proper warm-up, that's all I can say. If he's going to really put the laces through this, and he does. More subtlety, extreme power. He does combine his kind of power with brilliant placement. Bit of a sighter.
Yes. We'll let him off that one.
That's well in the kit. Salami said yesterday how he was very happy with the way the two games had gone. This is proving that the goal was not offside. Expertly. Good goal in more ways than one.
Brilliant goal, Martin. Beautifully put together on a glorious inviting pass across the 6-yard line. It was really nicely finished. You know what? They're not out this game at 2-1. Anything can still happen.
Well, 20 minutes of the second half. Eventful. The Yordania goal and the arrival of Messi and others. It's a perky player, Almada. Had a little taste of it in 2022. He's got his medal. More mature now.
It's interesting, the decision actually from Scaloni to take off Lautaro Martinez. He's left Julian Alvarez out there. Just giving him more opportunities maybe. Try and hit the target.
Yes, and be another attacker loitering with intent, won't there? With the number 10 on his back. Palacios. Just goes to show that there's nothing straightforward at this level of football. In fact, Argentina playing Cabo Verde in the next round tells you what we need to know about that. This comes Ottoman, vigilant. venerable and vigilant.
Yeah, when he gets in those areas without Palacios in front of him, sometimes he can be a bit vulnerable there.
So we have the hydration break. Mahmoud El-Madi bringing Jordan back into the contact. 29, it's his 95th cap, 25th international goal. His debut 10 years ago. Scored 7 in the qualifying rounds, and he scored here. Words of encouragement. A real twinkle in his eye when he addressed the media yesterday. Jamal Salami. His eyes weren't twinkling when this went in, nor were his goalkeepers.
Yeah, goalkeeper wandered away from that post there, didn't trust the wall, and was caught in no man's land, and Lo Celso just whipped it beautifully past him. The penalty, bigger a concentration, Lautaro Martinez, to make sure that he gets his World Cup goals up and running.
He scored in a way that Messi failed.
Yeah, but what a ball that was from Haddad and Altamari.
Yeah.
On as a sub at half-time. Delighted to get on the end of that and force that into the roof of the net to give us a really interesting last 20 minutes, Martin. I mean, look, if they could possibly create another situation, another chance, you never know.
Yeah, and it has been, we mentioned earlier, only Mexico and France have won all 3 of their games. That's 12 groups.
Yeah, you'd think there would be more than that, wouldn't you?
You would.
Yeah.
So those who are still here, second and third place qualifiers, they've had their moments for that to be the case, that they've stopped the real form team of each group running away with each game. Now we are going to see 21-year-old Valentin Barco, who can play left back, play centre midfield. It's his first involvement in the tournament. His 5th cap, he's on for Simeone. And he didn't play at all in the qualifiers, so it's a World Cup debut for the young man. Here's McAllister. Otamendi. Armada. Just thinking when they wore those solid blue shirts 40 years ago against England in the World Cup quarter-final. It finished 2-1, didn't it then? Two very different goals from Diego Maradona. It's back by Palacios. Here's McAllister. Now Barco. Messi. By Senesi. Taliafico. Some of the tempo's gone out of the play though. maybe partly through the substitutions. Well, you'd think with Messi arriving that would not be the case.
I think with Almada, with McAllister on the ball now, with Messi coming on, they've got players out there now that can maybe just keep it a little better. I think that's part of Scaloni's thought process now. Of course, he'd like to add to the couple that they've got and put the game to bed, but he'd also be thinking that if we just keep the ball a little tidier, a little neater, perhaps than they did towards the end of the first half, then they'll get over the line.
Haven't had an attempt on target in the second half. This free kick was off target, of course, Messi's. Dummy by Tagliafico. There's, of course, the left-back Medina, and the dummy by Almada that set up Messi's first goal. At the end that they're attacking now in the game against Austria. It's Messi who throws the dummy this time. Brought away by Al-Labad.
Great pressure.
I should say.
Certainly was the one who started that. Really good squeeze.
Messi trying to involve Palacios, who wasn't that far forward. Mardi gets it out to the galloping Hadek. Al-Wan. Al-Mahdi. It's quite a feel of confidence about Jordan having got the goal. You can understand why. They're standing tall and trying to get some control and find a pathway to what would be a fantastic result.
Yeah, since going 2 down, Martin, their forward play has been much better. Much better. Might regret that perhaps they weren't a little more positive right from the get-go, but...
Well, I think if they'd picked Al-Mahdi and Tamari, who scored the goal, they picked those two from the start, and they were surprised that they didn't, Andy. I mean, they would be in most people's team preparing for the game. They certainly were in mind. The change for Jordan. Amir Shamus. And they score a goal to become famous. And he replaces Dunn, who scored against Algeria, put them in front in that game. So the two have revived Jordan over this free kick. Al-Mahdi's played for 14 clubs in 6 different countries. He's multi-experienced.
Great ball in. Terrific delivery, that.
Showing why he's been in demand. Might leave the back door open. The pressure, so they seek an equaliser. Barker. Supported by Palacios. McAllister. The counter-attack was on, but they've slowed it down, and Jordan are back in their defensive shape with 15 minutes left. Senesi. From Tagliafico. The backup boys in blue with 1 or 2 additions now. The second half substitutions. Looked as though they had this game in their pockets, but it's not been that kind of World Cup. Despite those who doubted the depth of quality 48 nations could produce. Barco didn't connect as he should have done, really. Sent long by Abu Taha. This is a very good-humoured event. Almada. The capacity to just quicken it up here, Argentina, you feel they want to do. Almada, Messi can't quite get there. Here's Barco. Messi again. Challenged by Jamus, a new arrival.
Yeah, those players that they've got out there now, obviously including this man, really good playing in those tight areas. Kind of draws that foul, invites that challenge, looking like he's about to hit it. Of course, people are going to panic and dive in. That's exactly what happens. He goes to ground, he gets the free kick. So the first one, Martin, you called it a bit of a sighter. It's a little closer, I would suggest, this one, to the last one, which would suit him a little bit more.
And a little bit more central, maybe.
Yeah.
Which might also suit him. He has the capacity to go to either corner, the extra wall set up. Well, Celso has done it today. Leo Messi match him. Here he goes, there he is! It was a sighter. And the second one was bang on target. Goal number 6.
And 6 are the best.
So you've only got half an hour or so of him today, but he's not going to let you down, is he?
I mean, look, again, I think the goalkeeper has got to do more. However, you hit the target, he whips it around that wall, he keeps this one low. Goalkeeper maybe, he's not in a position to really see the strike. But it's what everybody in the stadium wanted to see. They wanted to see him entering the field, and then they wanted to see him add to the 5 that he's already got.
He has now scored in 7 consecutive World Cup appearances. No one has ever done that before. It's another record. And he bent it round 2 walls, in fact. Argentina's wall, and Jordan's attempt at a wall, and with the greatest respect to Lo Celso and Lautaro Martinez, who had special moments earlier in the game, there's only one thing they'll be talking about at the end of this, and he isn't finished yet. Barco. That's Almada. No. He didn't think it was deflected. Well, the ex-Argentina players, who are here in force, by the way, I think they come to see Messi as much as anybody else.
Yeah.
And they're going to give a game time to another player, hasn't played at all. The number 21, Jose Manuel Lopez, who plays in Brazil for Palmeiras. And he made his debut back in October.
I think, Martin, as well, don't underestimate the importance of that third goal, which will settle the game today, once and for all. And also, just the whole Messi vibe around this Argentina team is so crucial, and I think so important to them. You and I have seen the way that and how much he means to all of these Argentina fans that are in these stadiums. And I think as part of that, if he keeps amongst those goals, he keeps coming in, they just believe even more. And they just pick this team up, they lift them. I think when the games go a little bit flat, so in lots of ways, the coach has made a really wise decision there, and it's paid off for him perfectly.
Mardi trying to get a corner of that successfully. So in his last 7 World Cup games, he scored doubles at the back end of the last tournament, in trebles, his first World Cup hat-trick, of course, in the first game in this group. Another double here against Austria. So a single is a bit of a disappointment, really, for his standards, but he's only had a third of the game. Well, only had a third of the game, and he's got time to add. It's euphoric, isn't it?
Oh, it is.
Taliafico. Do you remember the, we'll just look at this incident again. Taliafico hits the deck. And the capacity around the 70,000 mark for the way the stadium is designed for this tournament. The famous game Argentina against England in St Etienne, when David Beckham was sent off, and Giuliano Simeone's dad was involved in that. But they scored a wonderful free kick in that goal. Javier Zanetti, who we just saw sitting in the stand next to Cambiasso.
What a player he was too, Martin.
He played 1,000 games.
Yes. He's bright, this young man, isn't he, Amada?
Yeah, he certainly is.
He's one of those players that, as a midfielder like Alexis McAllister, you love to have out there wherever he is, under pressure, tightly marked. He doesn't care. He'll receive the ball and handle it.
Barker. Maybe a chance for Lopez to get a first international goal. Armada, Messi passes to Lopez, who has a go at it. Tall man. Well, it's a game that, in any other circumstance, would be petering out. It's just the opposite in this stadium, isn't it? People don't want it to end.
They don't.
Because he is on, and he's taking the corner. And they worship at that temple. Otamendi is not averse to barging people out of the way. It's rather sit back from that. Messi takes. Another go at it. Butaha to the defending. Messi again, this time aiming for Alexis McAllister's run towards the near post.
He's not the biggest, Alexis McAllister, but he does that very well, actually. He's done that in a couple of the other games where he makes those little runs into the near post.
So after 2 longish corners working, it goes short. Incidentally, Jordan conceded 3 of their 5 goals before today from corners. And now they conceded 2 free kicks and a penalty. Barco coming around on the blind side of the defender, Dahab. Just didn't see him coming, I don't think.
Didn't. Again, I like the look of this young man as well, Martin. Since he's come on, he's in amongst the action, right in the thick of it, and can receive it on the edge of his own box, but can show in and around the opposing 18-yard line. He's very dangerous.
Well, we are at the dying embers of the evening here. And suddenly the fire was lit again. So we're going to bring on Salim Obeid, who was a substitute against Austria and handled a shot from Arnautovic and led to the penalty that Arnautovic scored. So go on, you're Messi. You've got a good left foot, Andy, and you're doing this. What would you do here?
Unfortunately, we're just having a look at Abu Dahab. Looks like he's finishing the game, unfortunately being carried off the field, but
finishing the World Cup for him.
Yes,
carried off the field.
He certainly give everything today, he has, but that's a shame to see that.
Also coming on is Mohamed Abu Izraik, who's known as Sherara. He has a stage name. And he's the joker of the pack. He needs the singing in the dressing room. Yes. Serious attention going on, and the stretcher, which is always a sorry sight at a football ground. And let's hope it's precautionary.
Yeah, fingers crossed for him.
Their legs aren't strapped together, which is one encouraging sign.
From where Messi is, Martin, if someone makes a run towards the near post and he whips it there hard enough, that'll give the goalkeeper something to really consider.
It's in towards that sort of area. Goalkeeper was committed, but not another casualty. He stayed down for a moment. He's a very experienced man. He's not had the best day today, has he?
No, he hasn't, unfortunately. I think he's got his bearings wrong a little bit a couple of times.
Played in all the qualifiers and all the games here. Paredes ticking over to get it into Lopez. The board did go up with a 5 on it. We've got 4 minutes left, but some of that time was used in treating the stricken player. Sherara. You'd like me to call him that, I'm sure. It's not on the back of his shirt, though. Was there a chance here for Jordan to have the last word in their first World Cup? Missed. Ticking away. Barco, who is diminutive, has a very, very sharp football brain. And couldn't quite extricate himself from that situation without conceding the corner.
Could have just knocked it down the line there, Barco, but wanted to try and keep it and wriggle his way out of trouble. In the end, concedes the corner.
Well, it's virtually the last attack for Jordan. They've contributed to this game and they've contributed to the tournament. They're going to go home, played 3, lost 3. They've never looked out of their depth. They've had to learn. They've certainly been a victim to the serious set pieces from their opponents. That might be handball by Almadi. Yeah. And it took a great man to come on. It's a study in expressions of all those who are watching the ball go behind them.
Yeah.
It's immaculate, of course. Great expectations, great achievements. When does he ever let you down? McAllister. There's a lot to do in this World Cup. There are extra games to play, of course, with the knockout rounds. A longer tournament in terms of, as much in terms of time, but in terms of action. Here's Almadi, strapping right to the end. Jamus, Altamari. And then goes Haddad, and he's up, and he's left. Barco in trouble. Tells a story, Valentin Barco, about how he had a 400-mile round trip to training. He used to do that 3 or 4 times a week when he was a school kid. He obviously had a dad with access to plenty of gasoline. There's been a goal for Algeria right at the end. It's gone 3-2. Morris has got another one.
What a game that is.
Something about those left-footed players who have an eye for goal. It's Barco. Messi, who tops that particular list, and many others as well. And there it is. Well, Jordan go home. First World Cup comes to an end, but they can go home with their heads held high. They've been on the pitch when Leo Messi has come on and given us another cameo this time, rather than the full throttle of 90 minutes. Another wonderful goal, struck superbly, and it has been 2 free kicks and a penalty that has put away Jordan here. They scored a good goal of their own through Altamari, who's good enough to be in this company for sure.
Nanti kita saksikan hasil pertandingan di mana Argentina berhasil menutup grup J dengan sangat baik, 3 kali main 3 kali menang, dan kali ini mereka mampu mengalahkan Yordania, dan Messi kembali menciptakan gol ke-6-nya di Piala Dunia tahun 2020. Skor akhir Yordania 1, Argentina 3.
Uno, dos, tres.
Keep it calm. Keep it chill.
Maybe I'm the worst actor of the whole world.
Showtime, baby. Come on. They say it's just a game.
They say 90 minutes.
Can't change the world. They say it's only about the winners.
They say only the players matter.
I'm really excited.
This is mind-blowing to me.
Dicen que la historia se repite.
But they're wrong.
Okay, why don't we take a photo?
Where he dove and did this.
We are one cheer.
I'm hungry, I want to eat.
One crowd. One heartbeat.